Hi, my name is Mina Rickey.
And I am Lidiya Korshak, and today we're interviewing Indar Lange. He is known as a Hawaii money guy and get ready blown away. For over a decade, they've been flipping residential homes, and it's safe to say that they're undisputed champions of in Hawaii. They completed an astonishing 120 homes rehab project, with some being ground up buildings.
But that's not all. They have also acquired over 150 rental properties across the United States, including 114 doors in Connecticut, which are so self sufficient they only need the help of a great property management company.
They even own 16 short term rental homes in Ohio, which they recently sold off.
And the real estate empire doesn't stop there. They own a 11 unit multifamily in Pennsylvania that they manage with a partner. And they also have single family properties in several states, including New Jersey, New York, Illinois, and Texas. In Hawaii alone, they have 26 rental doors, including a small multifamily unit, a fourplex, and a six short term rentals.
They even have a Tura minivan attached to a book at our short term rentals for rent. They also are property managers. Not only do they manage their own listings, but they also manage their mainland listings. And they manage a commercial Walgreens and a small strip mall in Minnesota for a friend.
They also have an education program teaching people about real estate, along with podcasts and a huge following on social media. And if that's not enough, they are currently setting up a new co work office and acquiring a commercial strip mall. Indar, welcome to the show.
Aloha. Thank you for having me.
Aloha!
That's right, I forgot to say
Yeah,
aloha. I
that's
had it
right.
planned. Mahalo for being here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So tell us, Indar, you are in what island of Hawaii?
I'm born and raised on the Big Island, but I live on Honolulu, Oahu now, the big city, basically. I live not where the big fires were. I'm not on Maui. I'm in Honolulu
We
That's
met you at the Millionaire Mindset
on the Big Island.
conference in the
Yeah.
Big Island. You were a speaker and you were actually very interesting. You were talking about there's so many things to unpack with you, but I guess I like to start a little bit from the beginning. And you have the background actually from your father. He's a builder. I'm curious. I'm always envious of people that had dad started the company and just gave you that basic understanding of what building is and then how you took it yourself and you're like way past him. I mean, he won't hear us say that.
No, we're different. Yeah. No, I learned a lot from both my parents. Both my parents are entrepreneurs. My dad's construction, so I learned a lot from construction, of course. But being that family of an entrepreneurs, I think you naturally progress, want to learn, do things on your own, compared to working for others. There's a security of working for others, of course. There's a security of getting paid every Friday. Don't get me wrong. But when you build your own, you have that opportunity to scale and to do a lot, a lot more than something you work for somebody else.
that is very, very true. I totally
Yeah.
agree with you. We actually just went through our cultural index,
Yes.
and I wasn't made to work for somebody. I was made to have my own company. So I'm
Yeah.
sure you probably,
I
same.
I just talked to Kerry too. I'm debating about paying 11 grand. Do you want to or not? I'm
Hmm.
actually debating about paying it and doing it with my company
Yeah.
myself.
To build. So it talks about building team. So since we touched Carrie and building team, can you tell us about the team that you have in your company?
It's interesting right now because I lost two key component people,
Hmm.
and now I'm having to hire and build it again. So we have a bookkeeper position, financial manager. It's not just bookkeeping. We do a lot of bills and data and Excel. I'm very much into the numbers.
Hmm.
We have a sales guy who's a great guy, really great. Handles talking to investors as well. So he does investor relations as well. We have a social media marketing person. She does all our marketing and social media and all that different platforms. It's a lot. And then she also has a VA to help her edit. And then we have a project manager out in the field running our jobs and make sure things are done. I do have three construction employees underneath me that we do pay out as well daily. And then I have a operations manager, a COO, who's running everything. And she just told me she's going to leave, so I need to find a new one. She's just going to go traveling, and so I
We'll
got to
we'll
build them.
have the links on the bottom so they
Yes.
can comment to you and apply
Yeah.
for the job.
Yeah,
In
Hey,
Hawaii.
hey, yeah, well, it doesn't get any better than that. Hey, in that, can you tell us? So your specialty is to be in the what is it? It's not new construction. Is when renovation of houses, flipping
yeah,
houses. Is that what your niche is?
yeah. I didn't get to share my story, but yeah. So I started. I grew up on a pot farm in Hilo, very water catchment, very like off the grid, very hippie, very different lifestyle growing up, and then moved away, got in my went to school, and the school kind of helped me get my life together. I want to say, got a got a business degree, and then I got an electrical engineering degree, and that was great. And engineers are great; you could make good money, but that wasn't enough for me. Started working for an engineering company, then worked to my dad's construction company. He does commercial construction. Learned a lot about working for a company and trying to grow his company and just the ins and out of it all. And then I broke off and got into real estate. I started flipping 2013. I broke off 2015. I dove in full time, did a wholesale deal, bought my own place, did one deal, one flip the first year, two, three the next year, four, five. Like I'm not an overnight success by far. We've done about 120 fix and flips now, and I'm a big advocate into rentals as well. We have 160 rentals, 160 doors, renters we
Oh, wow.
manage. And that's Airbnbs, a few multifamilies, and I own a shopping center. We don't syndicate it. I just own it. Me and the banks own it, own it outright. And yeah, now we do about 18 fix and flips we have running right now. I try to do about 30 a year. 30 a year is about 30 million a year in fix and flips. And we have mainland flips going on. I wholesaled nationwide as well, but I turned that off. I don't wholesale anymore. And then we have a ton of Airbnbs in Hawaii, and I love every avenue of real estate. I love it all. I can talk to you for hours about real estate. And
That's
big
awesome.
fan
So
of it.
in that, so you went from working at your dad's, and it's kind of funny when you said you went from hippie to student to college graduate to
Yeah,
working in your dad's company and getting your degrees and then doing things on your own. I've seen you in social media and you talk about trying to fit the next suit, which would be being an entrepreneur, not
yeah,
being a business owner, not being hands on, not making decisions, but being a little bit higher on top and allowing people to do certain jobs for you. And I know that is really hard for certain personalities,
yeah,
especially like Lydia and things,
yeah,
so tell us how is that journey coming? I mean, I just love the path. It's inspiring because when we get started, it takes us so long to grab a little bit of that success. And just to hear the stories is just like, oh my gosh, well, it took him a couple of years. I only been here for a year and a half. I'm doing okay.
yeah. It took me 10 years. So I'm not overnight. No, it's hard to scale and grow. And I paid a lot of mentorships and masterminds, and everyone from big to small, they all have that same question of how to scale, how to grow, how to fire, how to hire, what kinds of incentives and pay and all that kind of stuff. It's very hard to figure out because like I'm great at flipping. I can flip a house all day long and I'm great at that. But now I gotta go learn how to build a company and how to grow it and how to be, run a company. It's like another thing, more that you have to learn. The best hire for me early on was just getting a virtual assistant, going online and just hiring somebody randomly if you have to, just to help you with some of the paperwork and help you with emails and some of the mundane day-to-day tasks. That was a big help early on, and which led me into finding a just an admin assistant. I hired a girl just to help me in person more, and then slowly hired more. Tried to give off the things that I don't like doing, and that's what I hired. technically I try and hire for is the traits I'm not good at and trying to hire at those traits. I think a 5, 6 person team is perfect. You don't need much more than that, and you don't need 100 plus employees because it gets stressful. You got to worry about payroll and make sure everyone's happy. And hiring, firing is not. It can be a lot of work as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Let's
we're
talk
trying to build
about your culture, your company's culture. Because now that you're talking, even 2 or 3 people, there is a culture. Either you see it or not, right? There is
it.
something there. What do you see?
Yeah, it's that's a challenge sometimes in its own. Like I try to build a culture, and I need to spend time with everybody and share. And I often just try to give back to everyone who works with me that here's how to flip a house and here's how to buy your own real estate. And
Hmm.
I want them to succeed. I really want them to all do well. I want everybody to do well. I think there's abundance that we can all do well in life, and to create a fun environment. I'm a big believer. Shoot, we're spending 40 hours a week together. Like, let's enjoy each
Hmm.
other company and be friends, and I don't know, have lunch and talk story. And it's hard for me sometimes because I'm so wrapped up in work. But I really like the people to be around good people because we're spending so much of our life together. Like, you want to be around good people.
It sounds to me that you need to go back to your hippie time sometimes. Go
Yes, yeah,
ahead, lady.
Yeah. So you talked about giving it back. A lot of our listeners are W-2 employees,
sure.
professionals, and they're looking to start investing, diversify their portfolio into real estate. What one advice would you give them? Somebody that looking to start investing.
First of all, I always tell people you can't don't think you're going to buy 10 rentals and just retire and live off of that. That's not going to happen. You're going to get 10 rentals and it's not enough. You have to keep that W2 job going for a long time, longer than you think. You have 10 rentals and your water main breaks and you're screwed, or you have 10 rentals and your roof breaks and that's 20 grand. So 10 rentals is not enough to live off of. Keep the W2 job going as long as possible. Bust your butt and work too. Figure it out. Work at late at night. It's nice to have the W2 income to help you qualify for loans and help you buy more things, to help you get more if you're trying to grow it. Or if you have a great W2 job, keep at that. If you're a doctor and you're making a great amount of money, stay great at being a doctor and have somebody else, you know, help you build your real estate portfolio or invest in a fund or syndicate. Or, if you are making a lot of money at your keep doing great at that, and then keep making your money work for you, invest it, in a fund or so forth. If you don't, you have no money, the best place to start is just to go buy a house, just to spend your Saturday at the bank, talk to the banker, let him tell you, okay, I need to get this much W2 income from you. He'll give you a plan of action for the next 6 months if you don't have anything yet, and just go buy, like, get free. It's free money. You get an FHA loan. It's like they have loans up to 1% down.
Hmm.
Go buy a $300,000 property, save 5 grand. I know you can do it, and go live in that property and fix it for yourself. That's what I did, and sell it in a couple of years and make some money, and then you keep rolling. But buying your first property is kind of like pops your cherry. It's like
Yeah.
you just like get over this huge hump of the process of buying a house, the escrow, the closing, the just the general process. I think real estate sometimes it's scary because it's a new language, it's a new lingo, and it's like you don't know all these different terms,
Yeah.
and just buying your own house really helps you learn so much, helps you just get through the process. So I would say first place to start is if you don't own something, go buy something yourself.
That's a good advice. That's very go buy something new in real estate. But what if you have, professional that's saved up a good chunk of money but doesn't want to be actively in real estate, wants to be passively, what would you advise to that investor?
Well, yeah, to then invest that money and make that money work. Even if you have HELOC in your house, you have a lot of people have money just sitting,
Hmm.
equity in their home or money saved. It's not doing anything good in the bank. Put it into a fund. Invest with us. We're 12% return, or go invest with a syndicate for a longer type of return. something that's making you above, at least above 10% or more, returning your money passively. 12 is really good. 14, 15 is amazing if you can invest in some type of fund. And it could be a short fund. For example, we're very short. We're like 6 months to a year. You can be in a syndicate. They're 3 to 5 years where they leave it in there. But just think of it, that money is put to work. Honestly, I'm potentially selling 114 properties right now that are rentals, and I thought I would never sell them. But I can take that equity. I might make like three mil from it, and I'll take that 3 mil and I'll put it in a 12% return, and I'll profit 360,000 a year, just by letting that money work. So I might even do that myself. So don't a safe return is great. A 12% return is great. So
That's
Oh,
awesome.
absolutely. And 3 million is like the magic number for a 20,000 cash flow, monthly cash flow, just in a very low
Mhm.
rate investment, like a very conservative one.
Yep.
And
yeah,
that is the magic number. Seriously, that would be. Now, you can't stop worrying about it though, because inflation is a real thing too. So you can't live on that in the
yeah,
next 20, 30 years, right? But for now, it will continue to grow. It will give you cash flow. I mean, it sounds like a amazing deal, actually.
yeah, yeah. Just to put your money to work is so important. Wherever it is.
So you mentioned about your investment, for 6 to 12 months at 12%. How can people find you and
Oh.
invest with you?
Indar Hawaii. I'm all over social media. Our Facebook, our webpage is Indar Hawaii, INDAR Hawaii. We have a great page, and we have a team that will talk to people through deals and work with our team. My guy Kylan. We have a number of different deals people can invest with us on, and we've been doing it for years. We're not brand new at this, and we have, I don't know, 18 flips going at a time. So we're not all in on one deal. Like, this one deal's not going to break it or make us. We have
Hmm.
17 other deals going. You can always find deals. People are worried about the market right now. Where is it going? But you can always find distressed homeowners, or you can always find stuff.
Mina, I had an interesting experience the other day. I was showing properties to a family with 2 kids, and we had 10 to see. After viewing about half, the family was getting pretty hungry, and they really just wanted to continue the other day.
So, what did you do?
I went to my car and pulled out a bag of delicious Rickey Jerky. They loved it so much they were able to continue our day without any issues. All the ingredients are 100% natural, plus every strip is seasoned, marinated, and smoked by hand to give you the best experience and slap you back into the gear. But I need to buy some more.
Oh, just head over to rickysjerky.com and use the discount code, the code REI, for 15% off your first order.
So whether you're a busy real estate agent or just looking for mouth-watering snack on the go, Rickey Jerky got you covered.
So, what I'm very curious about the Hawaii's market. When Lydia, my husband, and I were there, we actually had an opportunity to go into, what is it, Hilo.
Hilo.
We went into
Yeah.
Hilo and we were looking at some sites for self-storage facilities, and we were looking at the culture, and it was so different. It was interesting. And
Feels
then
very
we
different.
yeah we were looking at some very old little houses that were selling for a half a million, and and we were just mesmerized by the market. Most people probably don't haven't been to Hawaii, but it's a
Well,
very peculiar market.
Hilo's
Tell us about it.
Hilo's a different market on its own. It's very run down and It's a radio town. It's a very older town. We have a flip going on in Hilo right now ourselves. It's a different market. You can still find cheap,
Mhm.
cheap relatively.
Three
In
hundred thousand.
Yeah, you can find a three, four, $500,000 house, which is cheap for Hawaii. So Hilo's a great market. There's not too many people there. It's kind of a smaller market, but Hawaii's it's a different type of market, different type of animal. On the mainland, where you'll have like thousands of houses built in a community and track house. Hawaii is like pieced together. Like, oh, they'll squeeze one house here, and then 20 years later they squeeze a house here, and it's very like you'll have a single wall house and this beautiful stucco house next door, and you have these really different types of homes. So figuring comps is very, very harder here in Hawaii. And then often here in Hawaii, people pay more for location than anything. So land is you deal with land is so important in the value of the home based upon location. I sold a $3.2 million house. 2.7 was the land value.
Oh,
So
wow.
the house was beautiful, but it was land. It was by the ocean, and you're on the water, and you buy this, a nice neighborhood, high end neighborhood. So often I think in LA they'll pay to live in certain areas based upon more the quality of the house. Nice marble and hardwood flooring. Here in Hawaii, like you'll pay for just basically nice, new, clean, new painted, as long as it's in the best neighborhood. It's by the water. So we are very location driven, land driven. That's what you like to do.
And you guys built on slopes as well, pretty
Oh,
hefty
they
slopes.
they squeeze them in sometimes. Yeah, they're squeezing them in. We don't have flat land, right? So we're on volcanoes, we're on mountains, and they're figuring out how to squeeze them in. We don't do basements because the ground is too hard to do basements, but they squeeze them in. If you want to live in a neighborhood, they'll squeeze you in somehow.
So you also have a podcast called Hawaii Money Guy.
Oh, thank you. Yes, yes, yeah.
Yes, it's a very good podcast, by the way. Go listen to it. Can you tell us what inspired you to start this podcast?
I mean, just the social media and the podcast, all of it in general. I just feel like there's abundance in life. There's enough for everyone to succeed and to give back. I didn't have anyone to look up to here in Hawaii locally when I started. There was no one scaling Hawaii, no one doing it big. And I just wanted to just be a light for people. I made a lot of money and I still do. And it's nice to know that there's enough for everybody to achieve more. If everyone could do a flip in their life, you make 100 grand, a year. That's great. So I think there's enough for everybody, and like to be that inspiration to help people, local people and mainland people, whoever. So I'm just an open book. I'll tell you exactly how to step by step to flip a house or to buy rentals, but it's up to most people to take action. So
Okay, I'm gonna throw a low ball here.
yeah,
Get ready.
go for it.
Tell us a story where the deal was really creative.
She's looking at the creative book,
The creative financing.
the creative financing.
Yeah, I'm selling a deal right now. Creative financing. We took over a mortgage and we're selling the property and leaving the mortgage intact. There's so much deals we've done creatively where we've paid somebody's debt off instead and bought them and paid them out just for the debt. I think in this business, we're in the business of problem solving and figuring things out. And often what it is a really hard problems that no one else wants to figure out. And we come in with money, solutions, creativity to make a deal work where others couldn't. That's how we make value, and that's how we make money. Because of that, we're the problem solvers. And so having different tools under your belt to make a deal work is really amazing to do. Instead of just, of course, buying it, people say somebody's behind on foreclosed on a house. Instead of paying off their foreclosure, it's actually better to catch them up and make payments for them to help them with their credit. So sometimes you can make that a win-win. It just depends on the situation. The house we just bought, the gentleman bought the house last year when the market was high, military VA loan. So he bought it for 1% down, like no money they bought it for. And so he can't go back and sell it right now because he would lose money because his mortgage is higher than what the property is. So they said, hey, we'll take over that mortgage and we'll rent it out and we'll try, do something with it. So just being creative is really important in this business, to be a problem solver, to be, a solutions finder.
That's awesome. Totally right. In real estate, it's all about problem solving and solution finder. And you think outside the box. That's a very good story that you help. It's amazing. Now, you mentioned podcast. You mentioned the other stuff. Are you mentoring people? Are you thinking to mentor any?
Yeah, we're just getting our education program. We just did a ton of filming. We're actually working on getting it up right now, doing the behind the scenes legwork to make a nice community. Again, I just want to be that mentor for people to see. I want to be able to help people review their deals and talk to them about any struggles they may be looking at something. Hey, this is what I think. And we're just about to get it running, so I'm hoping to get it up and running soon.
That's awesome. Now, do you only invest in Hawaii or mainland as well?
No, we have a mainland. We own properties across the U.S. We have
Really?
in Wisconsin, we own a shopping center.
Okay.
Connecticut, we own a bunch of rentals. Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, we have a couple properties. Texas, we sold out of Texas. Chicago, we're trying to get out of. Yeah, we're across the U.S. I'm looking at Milwaukee right now for a package.
Nice.
So I'm all right with buying wherever.
And
Does it make you nervous not knowing the neighborhood, or how do you deal with that?
Well, it's not really in a neighborhood. Yeah, that could be nervous. Yeah, if it's one property, I don't try and just buy one property in one area. I try and buy a package. Like I never want to just own one house in like a city or state. I want to buy a bunch, and so I'll depend on the realtors or the inspections of the properties. But it's more the numbers. It's more of a numbers game. I own really bad neighborhood in Connecticut. I own in this neighborhood of Waterbury. It's pretty rugged. You do not want to walk around in that city at night, town at night. But the numbers are amazing. The numbers really, really work. And so I just trust
Really?
wow.
numbers. Yeah,
Is
the
it
cash flow.
because the value of the houses is lower and the rent is higher for what it is, or why is
Yeah,
it
well,
good?
the whole package. It was a creative financing burr
Mhm.
package where I'm just finishing now. I have no money into it, and then we were able to raise the rents enough as well, so it cash flows really well. And then I'm actually thinking of selling it now myself. It's we bought it for 8 million. It's just got valued at 12 million, so I might
Wow.
sell the whole package. Even though it's cash flowing right now, I might just sell it and take my money and try something else. But
Go for the next one.
you can buy in any area in neighborhood. You gotta have the right team in place, of course.
So who manage a management property and those?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I have a property management company up there. They're really, really great, and they do a lot of work. So I'm really big into interviewing and finding the right property management company to take care of it. So I'll call a lot of them. Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. That's awesome. So, do you look for people that would want to invest with you?
Yeah, of course. Yes, all
Okay.
the time. We're constantly looking for more investors and finding more capital to do more because I'm pushing, always trying to scale and push our limits to doing more. And I believe I'm really great at flipping, so we're always pushing that. We're
That's
buying a
awesome.
multifamily flip right now, actually, here in Hawaii, at 3.1 mil with
Mhm.
a million rehab, and we'll sell at 7 mil.
Wow.
So we're doing that one. We're always trying to do a lot of deals, and without our investors, we couldn't do as much as we do. It's great.
So what is the driver in that? What's your fuel?
Right now, my new fuel is to get a strong, good business, good company with just really great people, great culture, and really focus on the company right now and let that grow itself even more. I've actually stopped trying to push and do more flips. I was comfortable at 30 flips a year. And then on the side, to also build our rental portfolios, I'm trying to get up to 84,000 net a month a year is my goal. So I'm trying to net 84,000 a month of rental income. So we have those two goals, and
How
I don't know what
how
happened
did you
after
get how did you get to 84,000?
83,333 a month is a million a year. So I'm
Okay.
trying to make a million a year in net, meaning after everything I'm going to take home in rental income. And I think I can be comfortable off of that, but who knows? I might push for more, or who knows?
Great.
it's
That's
it's a
awesome. I know you gave us contact information, but can you tell we're at the end of our podcast to people how they find you again?
Yeah. Well, it's Indar Hawaii, Indar Hawaii, Hawaii, LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, TikTok. We're on every platform there is, and I love talking to people and sharing and answering questions, and I love giving back to people because I think there's enough for everybody. So
That's awesome.
it's new language sometimes, and there's a lot of questions. So don't be scared to ask questions. Real estate's got so many different acronyms and terms, and yeah, you always have questions. I have questions. Yeah.
That's
At
awesome.
the end of the day, you are helping people
Hmm.
provide a better housing for the community.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, thank you again for coming and sharing, and anybody that's there to contact you. And we'll definitely reach out again to follow up and see how everything going in Hawaii and in United States.
Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
having
thank
me,
you.
guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Mahalo.
Mahalo, Indar.
Hello.
Mahalo. Aloha. Thank you.
Bye.